It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Out in West Bloomfield, our local fire department recently came into possession of some new features and tools to help keep our community safer. With their brand new state-of-the-art $1.5 million fire truck. This past Tuesday, the fire department welcomed several township officials over to Fire Station number 5 to capture the excitement and joy over this new addition. I was also at the event and got to hear from several firefighters and officials on how this new truck will be making a difference in Greater West Bloomfield.
It's pretty neat, just to have an opportunity to have such a new, state-of-the-art piece of equipment like this really makes a difference in how we can do our job. I've been doing this for quite a long time, and I've never actually been stationed where we've had a brand new, aerial apparatus like this. So it's pretty neat, and I'm excited to actually get out and play with it a little bit.
I think it's important for us to get back to the community, show them what they support us with. This is a brand new piece of equipment, vital to what we do. We have a lot of new construction going on with 4- and 5-story apartment buildings, hotels. This provides us a lot of tactical advantages with 101-foot reach for firefighting operations.
We are very grateful to the West Bloomfield community, who has told us outright how important public safety is to them and provided the motivation to make sure that we give our firefighters the equipment that they need to do the job that we ask of them. And I think when you look at the side of that truck and you see the words kindness, professionalism, and knowledge, it embodies what our firefighters are to our community. We can give them the knowledge. We can expect professionalism. They come kind. We have a great combination, and I could not be more proud of our fire department, and I could not be more excited to provide this piece of equipment for them.
Well, this was certainly a long time in making, 2.5 years. We authorized the truck as the board, and it's really a huge insurance policy for our township to protect their safety. It really means a lot to the whole fire department to show how much support the board and the township and the residents support them.
And how do you see this fire truck making such a huge impact in the years to come?
Again, tactically for our department, it's vital to have that aerial support, one for rescue operations and for master stream operations. We got a lot of bigger buildings going up than we've ever had before. With the height of the buildings are reaching 5 stories. This gives us a lot of capabilities to give us support to the community when we need those firefighting operations.
We have been the only Oakway partner that hasn't had a tower truck for the last few years. So I used to ask, well, do we need one if our Oakway partners have one? But it was explained to me, when you get to the apron of a scene, you need to be there quickly. And at the point that it fills up and that truck comes from another community, you can't get up close to the fire. So understanding the physical importance of this piece of equipment and making sure that our firefighters now have it in West Bloomfield, it's an exciting day.
This fire truck is going to do so many great things for the Greater West Bloomfield community. Now, if you are watching on Civic Center TV, you will notice that during the unveiling ceremony, the fire department even brought down the bucket with the fire truck, and several township officials got to take a ride in the bucket up 50, 60 feet in the air. There's Debbie Binder, who got a turn, Jonathan Warshay, Chris Darcy, Terry Weingarten, and yes, I got a turn as well. There I am, right there. I think that was, there I am, right as I was being raised into the air. I wasn't going to at first, but everyone else was having so much fun. And it was one of those things where you thought, okay, I don't know if I'm ever going to have this chance again. But the view was great. And there I am with Mark Lowry and Chris Mars. Absolutely incredible experience. 10 out of 10 would recommend to a friend. But big thank you to the West Bloomfield Fire Department for allowing me to stop by and to be a part of this incredible celebration. Yesterday was the 16th annual Health and Wellness Fair in Greater West Bloomfield. A chance for so many local officials to stop by and to share their services to the public and to make those ever important connections along the way. This event had everything: fitness experts, health services, everything under the sun to help you live a happy and healthy life. And of course, the entire Splash team was there to capture all of the excitement. Myself, Tyler Kieft, and Kevin McIntosh were out talking to the community and learning about many of these services firsthand. And during the show, our very own Kevin McIntosh even got a dose of the action from his conversation with Drip IV. Here's a look.
We are here, 16th annual West Bloomfield Township Health and Wellness Fair inside the town hall. I'm here with Jenna Dijak here at Drip IV Hydration and Therapy. I said that right? Okay, look, I'm landing that. So listen, we're here with Jenna. We're talking about Drip IV and Therapy. Can you just explain the services that you are actually bringing to town hall today?
Yeah, so what we offer at our clinic is we offer IV hydration, and we put vitamins on all of our bags. We have a little bit of everything for anyone, so it kind of depends on what you're looking to get out of that IV. And then today we're offering free B12 shots. So it's just a quick poke in the arm, and it helps increase your energy levels naturally. And then instead of it going through your GI system when you swallow a vitamin, where it has to kind of get processed through and you're losing a lot of that efficiency of that vitamin, it's going straight into your bloodstream, so you're getting all of that benefits.
Ooh, okay, that sounds interesting. So we're talking about IVs, needles, things of that nature. A lot of people are scared of that. Are there any misconceptions about the IV therapy or myths that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so people are very nervous that it's gonna hurt, and I promise you it does not hurt at all. I am a big baby when it comes to needles coming towards me, and I don't feel anything when I get them, and I think the benefits outweigh any sort of fear that you have by so much, so it's so worth it.
We're going to test that theory, Jenna. Right now, I actually want to get a sample of a B12 shot from Drip IV Hydration and Therapy. We're going to do this live on Civic Center TV. I hope that's okay with everybody. We're going to do that right now just to show how simple, easy, and painless it is as well. So I'm going to take my jacket off. We want to clear a nice path for our arm. Is that good there, Jenna? Jenna's going to help me out here.
Just going to clean this site first really well. And then we're going to do a nice 1, 2, 3 big poke, all done.
Okay, that was a fake screen. But it was quick, painless, simple, and I just got a B12 shot. So let's just further go into it a little bit more. Just tell us a little bit more about the B12 shot and other shots that you have available.
So we offer a lot of boosters. So we have anything between an energy booster, a weight loss booster. We offer ones for immunity boosting. So like I said, there's a little bit of everything for anyone. It kind of depends on what you're looking for, but if you need any questions answered, we're always there, and we can help you figure out what the best drip is for you.
All right, perfect. And what do you want people to essentially take away from visiting your vendor table today?
So I want people to take away that hydration is so important, especially as the weather is getting hotter out here. It is so hard to keep up with drinking plenty of fluids so we feel healthy and we can feel our best. So when you get this IV hydration, it's the equivalent of drinking about 2.5 gallons of water. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So if anyone is interested, want to find out more information, how can they do so?
They can come reach me at my table. I have business cards we can hand out, and we are located just down the road on Orchard Lake from here.
Well said. Great service, alternative wellness solutions right here in West Bloomfield. Once again, Drip IV Hydration and Therapy located in West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake Road. Want to thank Jenna again for her time and information.
Thank you.
Man, I'm sure Kevin's already feeling the effects of that B12 shot already. But there were so many great things out at the Greater West Bloomfield Health and Wellness Fair, and even some great interviews and some discussions with some big health officials, including Tyler Kieft taking the time to talk with Wendy Ruffin from the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital.
We're here highlighting some of the great healthcare professionals and organizations that make Greater West Bloomfield a destination for health, fitness, wellness, and everything in between. And a group of people that help to contribute to that each and every day at Greater West Bloomfield's biggest employer are our nurses at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. Wendy Ruffin, who is a nurse and the nursing manager at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, joins me now at the Health and Wellness Fair. Thank you so much for joining us again this year.
Yes, thank you for having me again.
Yeah, I appreciate having you on. on, Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. It's one of the most respected healthcare facilities in the entire state of Michigan. How do you believe that nurses and the team of nurses on all different medical disciplines contributes to that at Henry Ford West Bloomfield?
They have an incredible contribution, which is justified by the magnet status that we've achieved. West Bloomfield, particular supporting nursing to have their own autonomy. We get to make our own decisions. We implement changes that we think will improve health statuses across the county, across our system, especially within the community. We try to adapt with whatever is happening in the community and make that work for everyone.
You mentioned a new designation. That was about a year ago that we were talking about that when it was announced and when we were just about to officially get awarded that. Yeah. That's just part of the many different ways that Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, Henry Ford Health are impacting with innovation. So how do those innovations, especially technology, play into the role that nurses play every day in the hospital and make them able to do their jobs even more effectively at a place like Henry Ford?
It is always changing. Technology is always there. There's always best practice that is implemented. Right now, we are doing integration, with Epic. We're doing visits with the clinics that are virtual. So people are just generally not feeling well. They really don't have to come to the hospital. They can, do a virtual visit. It's incredible. There's integration with our technology, blood pressure machines that will go right into a patient's chart. So make room for less error, just increasing accuracy and improvements.
And the communication, too, I'd imagine, also is improved by that.
Yes, beyond. We have a Henry Ford West Bloomfield specific secured communication that is between physicians and nurses, and it's on the spot. So it's usually very accurate, and we get quick results for what patients need.
Yeah, I had an appointment, not at Henry Ford West Bloomfield, but at their new Providence location in Novi just recently for a routine health checkup after a hospitalization last year. And by the time I got home from that appointment, I had the test results in my inbox securely from Henry Ford and your health system. So, I mean, it is immediate communication that really does help. And I'd imagine, too, when you're thinking about talent and recruitment, you're trying to always get more people to come in to the fold because nurses are always something that's needed. So with all the accomplishments, with all the accolades, how does that help in today's day and age recruit and maintain nursing staff at a place like Henry Ford?
Besides Henry Ford West Bloomfield being very sought after, achieving magnet status is incredible. It's very well known. There's only 10% of the hospitals in the entire United States that are able to achieve this designation. So when new nurses or seasoned nurses are looking for jobs, that's a big thing that they're looking for. Are they magnet designated? Do they have that achievement? Do they celebrate nursing? And without a doubt, we have the best team.
Wendy Raffin is with us. She is the nurse manager at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital with us today at our live broadcast from the 16th annual Greater West Bloomfield Health and Wellness Fair. You can stop by. You can join Wendy and the team from Henry Ford Health, one of the presenting sponsors today, the largest employer in Greater West Bloomfield, also part of this event. And interface with the community, it's a huge part of what any healthcare practitioner does in their day-to-day work. But when you're out in the community like this, how does that also help to improve your relations with patients and ultimately make a place like Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital even more trusted in this community?
What we're seeing is when we come out to community functions like this, we're seeing, people stop by the booth that say, hey, I was your patient last year. Nice to see you again. So remembering names and faces, and community members continually, come back to the hospital, sometimes as their support system. So another patient's in the hospital and the family is still there. So we're seeing the same continuity, the same patients, and, just kind of lifting them up and making sure they've got the care they need.
And I would imagine, too, for the patients, it's a lower pressure environment. For nurses, for other practitioners like yourself and others from Henry Ford Health that are here today, you don't have the grind of, I know I got a patient lined up behind you, and now we're getting behind. You can answer those questions, and I would think that makes people a little bit more apt to ask those questions than they normally would be.
Without a doubt. And communication is key. I mean, that's, many people often come into the hospital or they see their doctor and they think that there's some judgment based on X, Y, and Z. And what people don't understand is healthcare workers have zero judgment between physicians and nurses. Your health status is what we're focused on. And there's no judgment on how you got there. So telling and being forthcoming with that communication is always what we need. So, and it happens often. You just learn to kind of, pull it out of them them a little bit, and then it's a wide open book. So that is crucial.
Quite often, especially when we're in the emergency room, the nurses are often that first guard, those first people that we're talking to, and the last people that we're talking to as we leave the hospital or leave these appointments. So in 2025, what do nurses like yourself wish patients knew that they could do when they come into these appointments, when they're in these appointments, God forbid they're in the emergency room, to help make your jobs easier and ultimately their health care more effective?
You know, I'm glad you're asking, but again, I'm going back to communication. You know, in order to take the best care of you, we really need to know what's going on. So there's no judgment. Don't be fearful. We are going to do the best we can, regardless of how you got there. You know, we truly embrace all of that. So communication, being forthright and open, crucial to care.
Well, Wendy, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your insight. This is great information, a lot of which people are going to be able to get by coming out here and meeting you and meeting the team from Henry Ford Health today.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Communication is, in fact, key, and that's what makes the Greater West Bloomfield Health and Wellness Fair so important every single year, because it's a chance for West Bloomfield residents to see the kinds of resources that are out there within the township and ready to help you in any way that they can. Kevin McIntosh also got some great words from Ron Letterman from LK Orthopedics to learn what he offers to the community.
I'm here with Dr. Ron Letterman from Letterman Korowitz Sports Medicine, just talking about his services as well. Thank you for being here, doctor.
My pleasure.
So we're here talking about health and wellness. Overall, why don't you just tell people the services that you're providing here today?
At Letterman Korowitz Orthopedics, we take care of people with all injuries, whether it be their shoulder, knee, hip, ankle, and then we also have Dr. Hyman, who does PM&R, which is neck and back pain. And the beauty of Letterman Korowitz Orthopedics, even though we're orthopedic surgeons, we reserve surgery as a last resort. So we do everything possible to keep our patients out of the operating room.
And with that being said, great information. We have a lot of student athletes, local athletes that go to the collegiate, even the professional level. So from your experience, even being here and being from West Bloomfield, what's some of the most common injuries that you may see in some of our athletes?
Pickleball is a big one these days. And of course, even people with arthritis. And what we're doing very uniquely at Letterman Korowitz is we are offering regenerative injection treatments. Sometimes it's a one-time only injection into a severely arthritic joint, and it's giving our patients sometimes years of pain relief, and they're avoiding a joint replacement.
Wow. So a lot of great methods that you're taking, procedures, with that being said, to take care of our youth and our athletes as well, and just some people in general. So with that being said, how do you kind of tailor your services for recovery for different athletes or different injuries?
Every single patient is an individual, whether they're a 5-year-old or a 95-year-old. We treat a lot of kids from middle school, high school, college, and we use unique techniques to tailor treatment, physical therapy. We use laser treatments, and then, of course, regenerative injection treatments for people with even partial Achilles tears. Again, you can avoid surgery with tailored treatment, and the response here at this health fair is fantastic, because we've had people coming up to me asking questions about their shoulder, their knee, and that's one reason I love orthopedics. You're getting people better, and every single patient is a unique case.
Well said. And we're dealing with a lot of technology nowadays, AI, a lot of things are being incorporated into healthcare. So are there any new technologies, machines, equipment that you are incorporating nowadays at your establishment?
Absolutely. The technology boom in orthopedics for the past 20 years has been remarkable. From joint replacements to minimally invasive surgeries like rotator cuff repairs through 2 little poke holes in the skin, arthroscopy in the ankle and the knee, and then go even more minimally invasive, and we're talking about different injection treatments. So the technology is always advancing, and you want your doctors to be board certified, fellowship trained, which is what we are at Letterman Korowitz Orthopedics.
Well said. Now, if anyone is interested in your services or more information, Dr. Letterman, how could they find that out?
Well, they can go to our website. I wish I knew it. I believe it's LKO, Letterman Korowitz That's too long. LKO.com. And 248-669-2000. We've been here in West Bloomfield for the past, I have practiced here for 30 years. We're in the Lakes Medical Center in West Bloomfield, right on Haggerty Road. Look us up, LKO.com, Letterman Quarterwitz, and you'll find us, and we're there and happy to help you.
Dr. Ron Letterman, Letterman Korowitz, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, right here in our West Bloomfield community, providing services for well over a while and been here a resident for 30 plus years. Thank him for coming here, and you can also come here and check out the resources that are available here at the Health and Wellness Fair at the West Bloomfield Township Town Hall.
Man, Kevin was really getting in on the action all throughout the event, as were the rest of the team. And if you were not there at the Health and Wellness Fair, have no fear, because you can check out all of the action on our website, civiccentertv.com/healthfair25, to take a good look at the full show that we covered and talked to a lot of great guests throughout the day. You will get a lot of great information from this event, and can't wait for all you guys to see it. Once again, that is at civiccentertv.com/healthfair25. A big congratulations to West Bloomfield's own Slade Moore, who's been named a finalist for the State Champs Baseball Player of the Year. The senior pitcher and outfielder has had a stellar season, helping lead the Lakers to a league title and district championship. Slade is just one of just 4 players still in the running for this very prestigious honor, with the winner set to be announced following the state finals this weekend. He'll be continuing his athletic journey and academic journey at the University of Michigan this fall. Big congratulations to Slade on this incredible recognition, and best of luck from all of us in Laker Nation. In case you missed it, West Bloomfield's very own Mike McKinstry, a.k.a. the Basquatch Hunter, has plenty to celebrate right now, as the Basquatch Hunter Fish Out of Water has just reeled in both a gold and silver Telly Award for general nature and wildlife programming, a major accomplishment celebrating McKinstry's innovation and technical achievements. And Mike McKinstry joins us right now on The Splash to tell us more. Mike, great to have you with us.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks for having me again.
Of course. First off, congratulations on the awards. That's an incredible achievement. What was your initial reaction when you found out that the Basquatch Hunter won both a gold and silver Telly Award?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And we were very surprised. One of them was in a new category called Outdoor Adventure. So the silver was definitely unexpected. We're the first time entering in a brand new category. We're the first winners of that category. Then the gold was in Nature and Wildlife, which we've received 2 bronze and a silver in the past. So being able to get the gold was incredible.
I would bet finally getting that gold, it's got to feel great. And there's a photo of you right now with both of the awards. And what do these particular wins in the general nature and wildlife category mean to you personally and professionally?
Well, it just shows the variety of our program. So in our show, every episode's different. We take out people fishing that aren't fishermen, who chase their dreams doing their own careers, whether it's professional athletes or celebrities or comedians, dairy farmers, policemen, firemen, and bus drivers even. So to show the diversity of our audience and be able to capture that in just the nature and wildlife category, I mean, it's pretty incredible. And the fact that we've won in 2 different categories just speaks for itself right there. I mean, I couldn't be happier with my team and all of our guests on the show for being able to do that.
And you've had an incredible run with the Basquatch Hunter, 4 seasons and 9 years total. How do you feel that the show has evolved since its humble beginnings?
Oh, it's totally. We just talked about this the other day at our crew meeting. We started out on YouTube with me just filming myself with a knockoff GoPro camera from Amazon, and just trying to make YouTube content that I liked, and it spread, and other people liked it too. So to see where we're at today, we've got a crew of 11 amazing people. We travel the country filming with, MLB, NHL, and, we have some incredible episodes coming up. We're going international for 2026.
Nice.
It's just amazing what we're doing. And of course, the biggest thing is coming up in 2 days on Saturday, we have the Michigan Emmys, and we are nominated for our 5th time in the lifestyle category for the Emmys. So we're hoping to bring home an Emmy this weekend as well.
Have you not won an Emmy yet?
We have not won yet. We're the first kayak fishing show in history to be nominated, let alone 5 times. So we are hoping to become the first kayak fishing show in history to win an Emmy this Saturday. So it should be good.
Fingers crossed. I got a good feeling about this one. Now, Mike, outdoor and adventure programming is kind of a niche with passionate followers. How have your fans influenced the direction or the tone of your series over the last few years?
Well, one thing we do a really good job of is we listen to our audience really well, but we also stick to our truth, like what we think is the best, like whatever we think is fun and what we want to do, we do, and our fans respond really well. But to see them get inspired, and that's the biggest reward we could possibly get from what we do, is to see these kids and adults from all walks of life get inspired to chase their dreams because they saw us do it in the show. That's how we know we're doing the right thing. As long as we keep on making an impact and keep on inspiring people, we know we're going on the right path.
That's what everybody wants to see, and it's great that you're providing that to so many people. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with the Basquatch hunter himself, Mike McKinstry, talking about his recent Telly Awards, a gold and silver award for television programming and for general nature and wildlife programming. Now, Mike, you've talked about how much that your team really plays a role in helping make this show what it is. Can you share a bit more about the behind-the-scenes process of the Basquatch Hunter and what your team's contributions mean to the success of the show?
Yeah, absolutely. So I always say that everyone sees the shiny tip of the pyramid and doesn't realize the foundation that had to be built to raise that up so high. And that's what my team is we start a year in advance. Like right now, we are planning and scheduling and working extremely hard to start filming for 2026, even though 2025 starts airing in 2 weeks. So we start a year in advance. So all the work that everybody doesn't see is me and my team grinding like crazy, working so hard, traveling the country and sleepless nights and working 12, 14-hour days and just getting these all set up so we can start the editing process next year and get the episodes out on time. So a lot of that work that people don't see starts right now. I mean, we've already been doing it for months, but it starts in July. We start filming all over again. And, we kind of keep that under wraps. Like people don't get, because we're trying to promote the current season that starts airing in July. But we're already filming for next season. We're already planning, scheduling. We have some incredible guests coming up. And I just can't wait to share this season. And when that season's over, I'm just going to be 100% on next year. So without the team behind me, we wouldn't have the foundation to be able to show off that shiny tip at the end where everyone gets to see.
Wow, sounds like you've got a lot planned for the future. Now, with the show gaining even more recognition, and I know you just talked about this a little bit, but can you give us a couple more hints on what fans can expect with this new season of The Basquatch Hunter? I know you talked about possibly going international.
Yes. So for 2025 that's coming up, we have the biggest season we've ever had. We have NHL, we have MLB, we have LPGA, we have some of the most amazing scenery, cinematic things happening this year. But for 2026, I'll let a couple slip. We are filming in Thailand. We're doing our first international episode. That's going to be incredible. That's a once-in-a-lifetime trip. I still can't believe we're doing that one. We just officially locked in a baseball episode that is a little bit more fun than normal baseball. That's all I can really say. I don't want to give away the team, but I think some people will catch on to that one. We have a guitar factory. We have some amazing things coming in for next season. And I will be sharing that stuff come July. Once we start filming, there'll be vlogs and behind the scenes stuff and photography. Like there'll be stuff everywhere for what's going to come up. But there's a couple sneak peeks coming up. But 2025 is definitely what you guys got to be excited about. Starting July 5th, we air on Discovery Channel this year. And our episodes this year are absolutely amazing. We have 6 animal episodes. I mean, who can go wrong,
Absolutely. You're setting the stage very, very nicely. I can't wait to see what's to come. Now, Mike, how do these awards motivate you as a content creator moving forward? Do they change your creative approach or reaffirm your current path?
So the awards, and I don't want to downplay any awards. I think awards are amazing. But the awards are just kind of letting us know that we're on the right path. We just keep going. Like we pause for a minute, get our pictures, celebrate for, a couple hours, put them on the shelf, and then just keep on going. It's really important that when you set goals, you you use them as launch pads, not as destinations. If you use like an award or any goal as a destination, you get complacent once you achieve it. So we use it as a launch pad. We're like, cool, we got it. Let's just take off. Like, let's keep using this as a trajectory and launch. So the awards are awesome. All the accolades that we get, any awards we have are incredibly important to me. I love reflecting on them once in a while. But to me, it's just showing us that we're on the right path. Keep on going. Just don't take your foot off the gas, and just keep on trying to make it bigger and better every year, make a bigger impact.
That's right. Onward and upward to great things in the future. Mike, I know you're a busy guy. I'm going to start to wrap this up. We got a couple more questions for you. For anyone who's watching this, aspiring outdoor filmmakers or hosts, what advice would you give about blending entertainment, adventure, and storytelling in a way that resonates with viewers?
The best advice I give everybody that wants to start out making content is do it for yourself. There's a famous music producer who made a very incredible statement in an interview a long time ago that I always swear by. Someone asked him how he knows how to make music for listeners. Like, how does he make music that's so popular? And he laughed and he said, I don't. He said, I make music for me and people just agree. And that's how I always tell people to follow their path, whatever it is. If you're trying to do something you're passionate about, do it for what you're passionate about and let other people follow. It'll all come. If you do it for attention, it won't be real or authentic. If you do it for money, it won't be successful. Do it for yourself. All the other stuff will follow as long as you're authentic. So do it for you, and people will agree with you. If you just put yourself out there, people will follow.
That is such a great code to live by. Do it for yourself, and everything else will follow after that. Mike, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the public after winning these incredible awards?
Yeah, I want to let everyone know that don't be afraid to chase your dreams. You know, I was doing a job I loved 10 years ago, and I was doing that job just so I could afford my hobbies on the weekends. And then I decided to make my hobbies on the weekends my job so I wouldn't have to do that anymore. And it was scary, it was risky, but I encourage everybody to try it. Make a 1-year plan, take those risks, invest on yourself, and instead of somebody else, invest on yourself, put everything you have into you, and it's amazing what can come out of that. A life-changing decision can happen just like this if you really take a risk and believe in yourself. So I do want to make sure that's always the message out there for everything I do is just take that risk, take that jump. And if you don't fly, just be good at climbing. That's what I always say. So, and check out our show at basquatch.com. Check out our book series on there too at sethsquatch.com. And get ready for 2025. The season's going to be amazing. July 5th, we start airing on Discovery.
Can't wait to see it. Mike, thank you so much for joining us today here in the Splash Live. And congratulations once again.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Really, really excited to be seeing all of the great success that has come Mike McKinstry's way. A big congratulations for his 2 Telly Award wins, and fingers crossed that he'll be taking home an Emmy this weekend. With summer just around the corner, swimming safety is very important right now, especially for families with very young children who are just starting to become acquainted with the water. The time for swimming lessons is now, and Goldfish Swim School in West Bloomfield is here and available to help your little ones start swimming. And we're going to get into that right after this quick commercial break. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead. When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
Hi, I'm Marcia Gershenson, and I'm one of the Oakland County Commissioners that's lucky enough to represent West Bloomfield. And I'd like to congratulate Civic Center TV on having 1 million viewers on YouTube. I mean, that's incredible. Your viewpoint and your authenticity is so valuable. So congratulations on 1 million views. I'm proud to be one in a million.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. We are currently in the month of June, which is recognized as Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. According to the Alzheimer's Association, there are more than 55 million people living with Alzheimer's or some other form of dementia. It's why it's important to have access to this information that we can help identify these symptoms and know how we can help fight back. Joining me now on the Splash Live is vascular neurologist Dr. Stephen Schechter for a conversation on Alzheimer's awareness. Dr. Schechter, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Really happy to have you with us and really excited to be getting into this very crucial conversation. So first and foremost, what are some key habits or lifestyle changes people can make to maintain brain health as they age?
So I would say staying healthy in general, keeping your body healthy keeps your brain healthy. Diet and exercise, trying to stay cognitively fit, making sure that you are solving problems and continuing to use the brain in a way that it is stimulated, creates new connections in the brain, and helps to maintain optimal brain health. So physical activity sends oxygen and blood flow to the brain, and then using the brain keeps the brain healthy.
Awesome. Great things for everyone to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to something like Alzheimer's, I feel like a lot of people tend to think of that's something that they don't have to worry about until they reach a certain age, until they're maybe in their 60s or their 70s, but it can happen much earlier. How early should people begin thinking about their brain health, and what preventative steps are the most effective?
So when Alzheimer's develops, it develops over years, not just days or months.
Right.
So maintaining optimal health, as we've discussed, really helps to reduce that risk. I would say maintaining lifelong habits, healthy eating, avoiding processed foods, limiting alcohol, staying physically fit, all of these things can help long term, because once the symptoms develop, it's harder to reverse some of those changes. Medications are available now that can help to treat some of the symptoms of Alzheimer's, but they don't cure the condition. They just slow down progression. So being aware and maintaining optimal fitness long term, I think, is the key strategy through healthy living, diet, and exercise.
That's right. Now, a lot of people I'm sure a lot of people watching this know somebody or have experienced watching somebody that they love deal with something like Alzheimer's. I certainly have in my life. What are some of the early warning signs of Alzheimer's that people often overlook or misinterpret?
Right. So it can be something subtle. It can be a change in behavior. It can be difficulty performing simple tasks. Maybe this individual needs more assistance with their activities of daily living, or they're starting to develop other signs of what we call higher cortical function. Not only memory loss, but they're forgetting how to work simple objects like hold a utensil or turn on the water faucet, for example. It can be any change from baseline affecting cognition. And that really should be when that individual seeks treatment, because the earlier we can treat, the better we can do in terms of slowing progression. See your doctor. They should see their doctor as well for diagnostic studies like imaging.
That's absolutely right. And I'm so glad you just mentioned something about that. What role would you say early detection plays in managing something like Alzheimer's?
So Alzheimer's is the most common cause of dementia, but there are other dementias, other conditions. Dementia means memory loss. So imaging can be done to exclude multiple strokes, tumors, a fluid buildup called hydrocephalus or water on the brain, or other abnormal structural changes in the brain. There's also more advanced imaging now called a PET scan that can look at amyloid deposition, which is an abnormal protein buildup in the brain, which is one of the hallmark features of Alzheimer's disease. So seeing a neurologist can help distinguish, whether this is Alzheimer's disease or another form of dementia. And it's critical to differentiate between those because treatments may be different.
That's absolutely right. Now, I am curious because what is the current understanding of some of the causes of Alzheimer's? Would you say they're more genetic, environmental, or possibly a combination of both?
So I think, the biggest risk is age. It's a neurodegenerative condition that increases with age. It can come on in the 50s and the 60s and older, but increasing age increases the risk. So, I think the most important thing is when those symptoms develop, proceed with appropriate testing, seeing a neurologist. There's an abnormal protein, as I mentioned, called amyloid. It's an abnormal plaque that can build up on the brain surface, and that can be seen now with PET scan, advanced imaging, and there are some medications that can target and remove that amyloid. Labs should be done, blood work, to exclude other treatable or reversible causes like a vitamin deficiency or other nutritional deficiency states.
That's right. Lots of things people can keep an eye on to make sure that their brain health is up to par and make sure that everything is working just fine. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with vascular neurologist Dr. Steven Schechter, talking about the importance of brain health and Alzheimer's awareness as we are currently in Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Now, Steven, I am curious, what are some common myths or misconceptions that you tend to encounter about the brain that maybe people aren't aware of?
Well, the brain, does have what's called plasticity. The brain can reconnect itself. So some symptoms can improve. We see this after stroke, for example. So when there's brain damage, the brain can also improve. Deficits can change. They can improve over time with therapy. Cognitive therapy, I think, is another important aspect of Alzheimer's disease. That is, with certain techniques, working on so-called brain exercises, one can improve their memory and cognition. So it's not just medication that is the treatment for Alzheimer's disease, but working on a program that helps to retrain the brain to improve cognition and recall.
Okay, very interesting things for everyone watching at home to consider. Now, I understand that there is a big connection with brain function and cardiovascular health. Could you go into that a little bit?
Sure. So, like any organ in the body, the brain requires blood flow. It requires oxygen, and it has its own vascular bed. The blood vessels that supply the brain can be impacted in the same way that the blood vessels to the heart can be impacted with certain comorbidities like hypertension or diabetes or high cholesterol. Anything that impedes blood flow to the brain can, contribute to cognitive loss. And sometimes we see a mix of conditions. One could develop Alzheimer's, which is neurodegenerative, but they could also have vascular changes, small micro strokes to the brain, and this can further impact and make cognition worse. So that's why, again, optimal physical health with diet and exercise, controlling those other conditions if they're present, cholesterol, diabetes, hypertension, stopping smoking, reducing alcohol, and choosing a healthy diet, more plant-based options, anti-inflammatory foods, all of these things can play a very important role in optimizing brain health.
That's right. All the more reasons to prioritize your brain health. Now, as we said a little bit earlier, there is no current cure for something like Alzheimer's. However, I am curious if you know how close we are to possible breakthroughs in a treatment or a cure for something like Alzheimer's, and if there are any studies or developments that you're excited about at the moment.
Yeah, so a lot of new treatment options have come out, the first in many, many years. We have 2 agents currently on the market that target amyloid, that plaque that can build up and disrupt the connection of neurotransmitters in the brain, contributing to some of the memory decline. So these are infused medicines where you go to an infusion center and they remove that abnormal protein. And so that can be promising. It's not a cure, but it does slow down progression. There's a new class of medications that are being studied now that target not so much amyloid, but tau, another abnormal protein that can be present in Alzheimer patients that can disrupt neuronal transmission. So targeting amyloid, targeting tau, and then we have some, existing medicines that work on acetylcholine. They're called cholinesterase inhibitors, older drugs that have been around for years. So it might be a combination of all of these, but I am excited about the new therapies because they do offer a greater degree of improvement than what we've seen with existing meds.
And I'm sure a lot of people watching this are going to be just excited about these treatments as well. Dr. Schechter, before we let you go, is there a final message you'd like to share with the public for Brain Awareness and Alzheimer's Awareness Month?
Yes, absolutely. I think, just having that awareness can make a difference because some patients come in and they say, well, I'm just like all of my friends my age. There's nothing really wrong. But it is important to get checked out. I think the best thing is to see a neurologist and be evaluated because then appropriate imaging, blood work, counseling, and diagnostic tests can be performed that can really impact the long-term treatment and management of this condition.
Well, lots of great things I hope everybody takes away from this very important conversation. Dr. Schechter, thank you so much for joining us today here in the Splash Live.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jake. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Really happy to be having this conversation. And I hope everyone watching at home, if you're dealing with someone in the family who is dealing with Alzheimer's, you have some things to take away and you know how you can manage something like this as time goes on. As we said earlier in the show, summer is just around the corner and swimming safety is crucial right now. And the great people at Goldfish Swim School are doing their part to help some of the younger residents of the community get ready and get comfortable in the water. We recently had Caitlin McDowell, the pool operations manager for Goldfish Swim School, stop by the Splash to tell us more. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us today. I'm so excited to talk about water safety.
Absolutely. It's such an important conversation to have for everybody to keep in mind. And Caitlin, with summer around the corner, why is now the ideal time for parents to prioritize swim lessons for their children?
Well, it's always important to be actively involved with swim lessons, no matter if it's wintertime or summer. But with summer around the corner, our drowning statistics do go up. People are feeling more confident or getting distracted while their little ones are swimming. And by taking swim lessons, we reduce the drowning risk by 88%, and that is huge.
And yeah, that's absolutely right. Lots of things, and very important time for everybody to be getting those lessons in. I got my lessons in when I was very, very young. I always like to tell people I learned how to swim before I learned how to walk, and it certainly paid off in the long run. But Caitlin, what would you say are some of the biggest misconceptions you tend to hear from parents about when their child should start swim lessons?
The biggest one that we hear is they're too young to start swim lessons. A lot of people don't realize our babies are naturally aquatic. So they already have some skills that they have built up since they've been in the mommy's tummy. And what we want to do is break the bad habits, break some of those tendencies they have starting at 4 months old, and start building healthy, strong, and safety with our young ones. So just because they're crying in the pool doesn't mean they're not ready for swim lessons. It means it's something new. And what we are going to do is build up that confidence and make sure that they love to be in the water by practicing those water safety skills.
That's absolutely right. Safety, you just said, is one of the key words everyone should be keeping in mind, as drowning incidents have taken quite a bit of an upspike in Michigan fairly recently. So what key skills would you say are taught early on that can make a huge difference in preventing water-related accidents like drowning?
So we really focus on how to properly hold our breaths, how to breathe through our nose when we go underwater. We do that with our progressions. We don't just dunk our children. We get them prepared. We practice little things. We have fun little games. Getting them comfortable on their back. That's something easy we can be practicing at home in bath time along with the pool. What I love about swim lessons, when we're practicing these water safety skills, especially for our little ones, 4 months to 2 years, 3 years of age before they go on their own with a swim instructor, we're connecting a bond with the parent and the child, and also educating the parents how to be practicing these skills at home. The most important thing is getting used to water in our ears. That's very uncomfortable for our little ones, but we do it in a fun way where they start to relax in the water.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Kids, I remember when I was a young kid, like those kind of things definitely caught me by surprise, and it took a little while to get used to some of those sensations, but just a little bit of practice and taking the time and making it fun, that's all kids want, and that's what parents should be looking for. Now, for parents who may be hesitant to enroll toddlers or infants in swim lessons, what would you say to help maybe ease some of their concerns?
Well, the first thing is definitely for our infants and early toddlers, the parents can be in the water with them, which is a great bonding experience between the mama and baby or dad, or maybe it's a grandparent or aunt and uncle. It's a great bonding experience. And we're also letting our babies be very sociable. So this is a great time. And our experts here at Goldfish, our mini teachers, they really work with the parents, not just the children, but the parents, and let them know how we can get them more comfortable. I can't speak highly more enough. I wish I would have had my child in swim lessons when he was a little baby, because that would have gave us so much more opportunities to practice those water safety skills.
Well, hey, it's great that Goldfish is providing all of these opportunities for these kids. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Pool Operations Manager for Goldfish Swim School in West Bloomfield, Caitlin McDowell, talking about the importance of getting these young kids ready and in the water to prepare themselves for summer and for swimming season. Now, Goldfish tailors its lessons to accommodate children at very different skill levels. These can be kids who have never been in the water before, or those who've had quite a lot of experience but haven't quite mastered things yet. How would you say you properly tailor things, especially for those who may be nervous or have had very little exposure to the water?
So here at Goldfish, we believe in progressions. We never believe in just putting the child in and expecting them to know. So we break down each individual skill. So whether it's pulls and kicks, we break it down by just working on kicks first, or just working on those arms, getting them comfortable. We want our children to move up at the speed that their parents want, but also their comfortability. So when we are doing our swim lessons, we individualize each lesson to each individual child on what their needs are.
I like that. All great things for everybody to be keeping in mind. And as we've talked about a little bit, you like to make things fun out in the water. You like to make things fun for everybody at Goldfish. How would you say you properly incorporate fun and play into swim lessons while still keeping the focus on safety and skill development?
Well, our curriculum was designed by a pediatric specialist, and we came up with this amazing concept of science of swim play. Children learn best when we are playing and making it fun. So as we're teaching them these life-saving skills, these important water safety skills, we add songs and we add little games to them, and we celebrate little things such as, let's see if we can kick like a dolphin today. Let's see if we can dig up gold. We want to make it fun for the kids while practicing those skills.
I love that. All great things for there's something for every kid to take away there's something different for every kid to take away from their time at Goldfish Swim School. But what would you say is the most important thing that every parent takes away from their experience with Goldfish Swim School?
I think it's the consistency. When the parents are consistent with their children coming to swim school, even if it's a beautiful day and it's 85 degrees and you'd rather be at the lake, these lessons are tailored for 30 minutes. And by just staying consistent, coming in, spending that 30 minutes in our lesson, practicing those water safety skills, and then going to the beach or the pool afterwards and enjoying outdoors, we're ensuring our kids the safety. We're giving them confidence, and we're making sure that they're competent of those water safety skills.
Always love to hear it. Well, Caitlin, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I want to thank you so much for joining us here on the Splash Live today. But I got one more quick question for you before we let you go. Where can people go to gain a little more information about what people can expect with Goldfish Swim School and possibly signing up for maybe some classes?
Yeah, you can call us at any time. We would love to answer any questions, find the day and time that works best for you. You can also go on our website and fill out a little information and then look at our classes based on what your kids' skill levels are.
I love that. There's the website right there on your screen, www.goldfishss.com. That's where you can go to gain all the information and to get your little ones ready in the water and ready in time for summer. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you for having me, and I hope everyone has a safe summer.
To see everybody out on the water very, very soon. But that is going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. Big thank you to all of our guests for stopping by and for everybody on our team for helping to make this show possible. Tyler Kieft, Calvin Brown, Kevin McIntosh, Ryan Younglove, and our brand new intern, Ishan Desai. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've been your host, Jake Schaff. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.